Hi there, my name is Anna Stephen-Stewart and I'm a research analyst with the Security and Building Technologies team at IHS Markit. I'm here with Hila Meller, the Vice President of Security Europe for BT. Hello.
Hi, thank you for having me here today.
Thank you so much for being here with us. It's a lovely event and we're really glad to have experts like you with us. And I wanted to talk to you today about some of the changes that you have seen in the industry. Cloudification, virtualization of telecommunications industry, edge processing, and 5G now. What security challenges do you see coming for the next few years?
It's a great question, and it's the kind of questions that really keep us busy a lot at BT. Being a global organization active in 180 countries around the world, working with the biggest, most global multinationals that are out there, we're really in the core, in the center of everything that is happening. And we see a lot of challenges around, for example, the changes in perimeters. The old perimeters are kind of fading, they're becoming more blurred, and that requires for new controls to be embedded, not necessarily just perimeter control, but additional security controls. We also see an increase of more sophisticated threats. Another interesting challenge we see organizations are facing is still kind of a traditional challenge that we've seen in the past, and it's around getting the basics right, having just basic hygiene around their network and assets, getting things patched, for example. Still pretty much a challenge, believe it or not. And the last one, with everything that is happening around, is a global shortage of skills that keep us ourselves concerned, but also our customers. Researchers show that around 1 million people are missing from the workforce with cybersecurity skills, and that means that there's a lot to be done, but not enough people to deliver that.
I see. That sounds like a lot of challenges, and a lot of ground has been covered, but still, as you say, steps to make.
So for quite some time, telcos have been doing much more than just being telcos, and for different reasons started delivering additional services to the market, among them security. And security becomes really important today. First of all, customers expect telcos to provide them with secure networks, clearly.
Right.
But in addition to that, customers expect telcos, given their presence in the network space, to give them added value in the form of security services. And a good example that I can give you from BT is, to our network around 180 countries, we are able to capture a lot of events and actionable intelligence and really advanced threat analytics that we've been able to develop based on that network presence that we have around the world. And this kind of added value in security that customers expect to have from companies like us.
Right, I see. I see now that all security challenges are getting more complex and more complex, that the challenge standing in front of providers of services like yourselves is that much bigger. I guess you're trying to address that.
Exactly. So we do see a lot of challenges in the market, and I have to say that also the way that BT addresses that and the way that we build our own security organization is pretty much unique in the market. What we basically decided to do in order to address all those challenges is to unify our security unit. So we call it, we drink our own champagne.
I see.
So the same group at BT that protects our internal assets, that protect BT, that's the same group that then later on will provide security to our customers. That provides really good synergy and knowledge. So everything that we experience internally by working in a very large global telco organization, we then take it to market and use this experience to provide top services to our customers, addressing their very advanced threats.
So in light of all the great work that you're doing at BT, what advice would you give to other telcos to help them secure their organizations better and serve their customers better?
I guess I would probably have two advices, and they relate to two sides of the spectrum in a way. Let me explain.
Sure.
So one part will be much more operational, and another part will be much more strategic. So from an operational point of view, about security, It's really about getting the basics right, the basic hygiene, getting a good visibility of the network, of the different assets, understanding the inventory, making sure there's a good policy of patching in place, privileged access management, really getting all the basics right. It's still very important, still very relevant, and should be addressed. The second advice that I have for telcos is around the more strategic aspect, and it's about being able to develop a risk-based approach to the board, being able to have discussions with the board of directors of the company around cyber risks and potential investments in cyber. In order to do that, you should be able to understand your risk appetite, you should be able to quantify the different risks. If you manage to do that, then conversations with the board become much easier, the support that is then being provided is much better, and that also being realized with different budgets that become much more available for investments in cybersecurity.
That sounds like great advice. If I was in a place of another telco, another organization, I would definitely want to take pointers from you. If you were to call on the industry to do something, change something, or maybe address some of the challenges that have not been addressed so far, what would you suggest doing?
I can tell you what is really important at the moment, okay? At the moment, unfortunately, being a cyber criminal, it's a good profession. It's profitable, and unfortunately, it's still pretty much a safe job because it's still complicated to pursue cyber criminals. So my ask from the industry is to really join forces, share information, share intelligence, work with law enforcement organizations so we can really go after those criminals and pursue them and make sure that their crimes are being addressed, so that will no longer be such an attractive job description.
So we are now in the second day of the Broadband World Forum, and from what you have seen so far, how would you describe the event and what did you enjoy most about it?
Look, definitely it's a very impressive event. There's so much happening in parallel. So the agenda is so busy that it's really difficult to select the different tracks that one wants to participate. But overall, very professional, good tracks and content, excellent speakers. Very good event from my side.
Can you tell me what have you seen as some of the key examples of really great technological innovation?
Technology innovation, I think it becomes really exciting when it helps us shape a better world, right? And you see a lot of good innovation around IoT, for example, in the transportation area, helping develop more ecological transportation ways. But what really gets me excited and what I really value is all those advantages that were made recently in the healthcare space. For example, very sophisticated diagnostics and services around healthcare that are purely digital and very innovative. On the same time, right, it's all about saving life.
Indeed.
But on the same time, with those connected appliances and connected services, there is also a cyber risk that should be taken into account.
Awesome. Thank you so much. That's really interesting. I really enjoyed talking to you.
Same here.
Thank you very much. This is Hila Meller from BT, Vice President of Security Europe at Broadband World Forum. Thank you for listening.